I think libertarians would be only too happy to sell off, say, Niagara hydro generation, or whatever it's called, and perhaps the cities, the towns, whatever, could buy shares into that and look after the people in their own area that way. But ultimately, we don't want a great big Hydro One corporation with tens, if not hundreds of thousands of people making mega bucks. We want out of that. So obviously, there's a transition period. We need to look at everything having to do with hydro generation.
When the Liberals came in, they put out a robust program. We've replaced 3/4 of our energy infrastructure in the meantime. We have recognized that hydro rates are higher than people are comfortable with. In reality, they're about middle of the road in Canada. Alberta actually pays higher rates, and our industrial rates are actually in line with our neighboring U.S. communities of New York, Pennsylvania, and Michigan. For the everyday family and the companies, we've instituted the Ontario Clean Benefit Act, which is actually reducing hydro bills by 10% for our families, small businesses, and farmers. And we also have the Ontario Property and Energy Tax Credit, which is taking about $1,000 off individuals and $1,100 off seniors each year.
One of the big things is encouraging conservation. That's the best way we can save money, is by encouraging ways for people to bring their bills down themselves and to actually make money producing energy in their own homes. In Germany, we're seeing people using their homes as profit generators. They'll get checks for $5,000 just because they use less energy than they make from their homes by being efficient. We're not investing in keeping people's homes efficient, so we're really wasting a lot. So that's one way. The Greens are also proposing to cancel the refurbishment of Darlington, which would save a good amount of money, and also buying energy from Quebec, which is a lot cheaper. That money would then be reinvested again. What we're seeing the other parties propose is, let's just give them $100 off their bill and give it back. But really, that's just taking from one pocket and putting it in the other. It's more of a gimmick, I believe. It's not going to actually solve the problem. Costs can't just come down like that. That's not really how it works. I question the jurisdiction over that as well. So really, the best thing we can do is to stop wasting like we do, and to look at where we're sourcing it.
We believe that the engines of our hydro system, our electricity system, has always been nuclear, has been hydroelectricity. These are green energy, emission-free electricity that we can produce, and the province has an abundance of water that we should be focusing on. So that's one aspect. The other aspect is that we have 11,000 people in our hydro bureaucracy that make over $100,000 a year. And nobody complains about no one would complain about the hydro bureaucracy if those 11,000 people were actually lowering our hydro bills. But the reality is those 11,000 people are contributing to the increase of that hydro bill. So we think there's room to trim, to be perfectly blunt, to make sure that we're having a smaller, more nimble hydro infrastructure and bureaucracy that will lead to lower hydro bills. And I think that's another aspect that we would say, and certainly, as I've been a part of exposing, we can't continue to make these foolish decisions on locating gas plants. That's what's happened, that's what's transpired. And let's be clear that the Liberal government is the government that built those gas plants where they are. It's contributed to a $1.1 billion increase in hydro right across the board for taxpayers and for ratepayers that we're going to be paying for the next 20 years. So we can't keep making these mistakes. We can't be putting hydro infrastructure in communities that don't want them.
One of the things we are going to do, as they say, we're going to cut the HST off hydro. We're going to look at the whole hydro system and get it merged back to 1 or 2 agencies from 4. I'm told that originally what had happened is, and this was back in the Howard Hampton days, and I actually remember standing outside our campaign office in Guelph when Howard Hampton came, and I remember all those big ads about power, public power, keep it public. So it looked like, the Harris government wanted to sort of privatize it, and so we have all these agencies now, these 4 agencies, and we're not exactly private, but we're partway there, and we're paying all these high salaries, and there's been a lot of waste, and there's bonuses. So that is something that, again, Andrea Horvath and our NDP team are definitely going to look at revamping all of that through our Minister of Financial and Accountability Office.